Feminism, the advocacy of women's rights on the ground of the equality of the sexes. Feminist, a person who believes in the social, economical, and political equality of the sexes. The root of feminism began as a social campaign to change the mindset of people, which was built on the existing stereotype that the woman is a caregiver, has neither leadership quality nor ability, she is to give birth, she is not as smart as the man and is therefore completely relegated to house duties. The only way to curb such perception in the minds of people is to portray the woman as strong, independent, and smart. A woman that can contribute just as much to the development of the society as the man. This is not an easy thing to achieve, changing the sexist belief that has existed for centuries, which sees the man as superior over the woman. The agitation for gender equality, which seeks to place the man and the woman on the same pedestal, took a twisted turn as it went as far as a radical feminist group, discouraging women from marriage and childbirth, believing that those are some of the factors that make the man to look down on the woman, forgetting the fact that there are gender roles, in the sense that there are things a woman can do that a man can't, and there are such a man can do that a woman can't, which has already been predetermined by our biological makeup as either male or female. I believe in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. I am a feminist. Even though I have a reservation about the term itself, I believe the term feminism, which is to connote the equality of the male and female gender, is already geared towards the feminine sex, as the term feminism builds a more feminine impression in the mind, and not really given the notion of gender equality but gender preference. Gender equality in the 21st century seeks to give women equal representation and power in the society so as to bridge the gap and place them as equals to the man. This is signifying that there should be a reasonable amount of women in every sector of the society, including politics, which I believe is a very good thing. Another interesting fact about this is that in Nigeria, the feminists try to promote women leadership, seeking for women to be given leadership roles, most especially in politics, shying away from the fact that political leadership is earned through election. You don't sit down at the comfort of your room and expect people to vote for you. The woman should be ready to contest the election from the primaries and see it to the end, just as other women are doing in other countries, rather than waiting for a golden ticket. Another side of this is the popular notion that the society and the average woman have about women who are trying to go into politics in Nigeria, believing that women who indulge in politics are promiscuous and irresponsible, so therefore will not win the vote of majority of the women. Interesting enough, in Nigeria there are female graduates passing through the National Youth Service Corps every year than male graduates, thus signifying that there are more female eligible employees than there are male in Nigeria. This success can be attributed to the feminist movement in Nigeria, which promoted female education as one of its goals. In contrast, there are more males serving as employees for the federal government today than females, which makes one to wonder why are women not being employed as much as their male counterparts. There is still a huge space that gender equality has not been able to fill in the society today, which is due to the mindset of a reasonable number of women and not the men. The woman needs to stop waiting for favors from the man, but making things happen evenly for themselves. The popular saying of "you are not a gentleman" mostly comes to play when there is a scenario that the man is refusing to give special consideration to the woman because he feels they are equal and is treating her as such. The good work of the feminists is being set back by women who still think like that, which is making it hard for women to earn the respect of a man that she deserves as his equal, despite the huge feminist movement in Nigeria. Another aspect that feminists have not been able to address is the religious perspective of gender. The two most prominent religions in Nigeria, which is Islam and Christianity, has already placed the man above the woman, pointing out the fact that the first woman was created from the man's rib, and as such, the wife is to be submissive to the husband, further emphasizing the fact that a man and a woman are not equal. Now, does that mean if you're a feminist, you are clearly going against your religion as a Christian or Muslim? I believe feminism started as a means to stop some men who have over the years abused the power, treating women like slaves, completely ignoring their views and emotions, and even going as far as physically abusing women. Do you know at the beginning of the 19th century, women didn't have the right neither to vote nor be voted for, which is still the same in some countries up till date. The world is gradually moving beyond gender equality to gender equity, which means fairness in the way women and men are treated. Let me use a scenario to explain how I think gender equity should be. If 50 people are applying for a bank job to fill a position of just 8 people, and there are 35 women and 50 men applying for those jobs, gender equity in this case will be the best candidate getting the job, regardless of gender, even if all the position will be filled by women or men, not trying to balance the scale by employing 4 women and 4 men. Trying to employ the same number will mean you are gender sensitive, which should not be the case. All one is supposed to see are 50 candidates and not how many men nor women. You shouldn't see gender but candidates seeking for the job, because it wouldn't be fair leaving a qualified candidate behind who is more fit for the job for another, all in the name of gender equality. We need to change our mindset both as men and women in the society, as both genders are human beings with rights, emotions and intelligence, and as such deserve fair treatment. The both sexes are very vital in the prosperity of any community and also for the continuation of life on earth. Women in Nigeria need to start supporting each other, most especially in politics, and the feminists need to enlighten the women more on what feminism truly entails. What a man can do, a woman can do just as well. I believe in gender equity.